beautiful people. Bobby the Awesome here. Almost time to go to a Justin concert on my couch. Love my date night. Blue October. Okay, I know I'm a little crazy about that, but that's okay. I look forward to my quarantine dates, and honestly, if I didn't discover these and have these every 2 weeks, I might be going a little bonkers. So we are gonna do the 15th symptom of relapse tonight. We only have one more after this, and I hate to say that we're gonna finish it tomorrow because you never know what's gonna happen. I'm recording this before the concert, so who knows what kind of crazy thought process I'll have, and I have a lot of work to do tomorrow. And we'll see what thoughts those spark. So we may have an interesting weekend. Who knows? So tonight's is, it can't happen to me. This is dangerous thinking. Almost anything can happen to you and is more likely to if you get careless. Remember, you have a progressive disease and will be in worse shape if you relapse. The reason I connect with this one is because it happened to me. I had, I think my original clean date was August 18th of 2013. And I think I relapsed in October of 2015. So, and if I never really shared what had happened, I mean, there was a lot of variables that came into play. And I'm sure as I learn and reflect more stuff will become evident. But I will definitely tell you there's a correlation between my Gamblers Anonymous attendance and the fact that I relapsed. I stopped going to meetings. I stopped being as connected with people. I got into stinking thinking long before I ever made it back to the casino. I wasn't processing my emotions, in my relationships in my life at the time. I hadn't stopped the mailings from the casino, so I was still finding all those free play notes. So there was a lot of factors, like a perfect storm, so to speak, to prepare me for my relapse. And it happened. I mean, I remember quitting gambling out of fear. And that's really what I did back then. The first time I quit, that, this time I'm referring to was fear. Fear I couldn't pay my rent. Fear I just moved halfway across the country and was going to end up homeless, fear that people were going to find out what a loser I was, fear of just so many things. And that's what kept me clean those, little over 2 years. I participated in Gamblers Anonymous and I really did do my best. I don't know that I ever got to the root of my stuff, which is part of why I present the way I do with you guys, that there's trained experts and there's different methods of recovery, because we're never going to get into childhood trauma or limiting beliefs or the things that made us who we are as adults and the things that we might be trying to numb or run from or escape. So there's that. And then there's this statement. Well, I guess I should complete that thought. So there's the fact that you'd never do that work, at least on that level in a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. But I believe that work has to get done. I believe that that's what the difference is between that clean time and this clean time. Now, that being said, I also can't tell you I would never bet again, because I would be going against this symptom, or I would be doing this symptom, I guess. If I got into the mentality I would never bet again, that could potentially be a symptom leading me to a bet. The reminder in this as well that we have a progressive disease and we'll be in worse shape if we relapse. I am complete living proof of that. I'm 1,000,000%. My favorite visualization of this premise about it being worse than when we first quit was something it was a video we saw it when we were in treatment. And this man, it was actually, they were speaking to drug and alcohol, I believe, but this man demonstrated having a picture of a tiger in somebody's belly. And as the addiction grows and grows, the tiger's growing and growing. And then the person stops using or engaging or betting or whatever, and the tiger goes to sleep. But it's not growing, but it also didn't shrink back to the beginning to where, one drink got someone drunk, or a bet was good enough being a penny slot, but we were actually only betting a penny and not max bet, or whatever your game was. It was the nickel dime poker instead of the big dollar poker, whatever that looks like, the kind of gambling you were doing before you quit. So he demonstrates this. He shows the tiger sleeping, and I can totally, and I remember even at the time visualizing. I had always heard the progressive thing, and I have an aunt that I watched it happen to with alcohol. She had been 14 or 15 years away from a drink, and she has a wine cooler at a wedding 14 years later, and I don't even know that it was another year before it progressed back to where she had left off, and, has since had multiple DUIs and jail and house fires and bad health and you name it. So it totally picked up where it left off. So I always had that in the back of my mind. And sure enough, 2016, I think my debt coming out of that 1 year was maybe 6 to 8 times more than it was before I relapsed. That's how much it escalated. I didn't start out with the penny slots being a penny when I went back. It was intense and crazy. So here I sit with every single ounce of my name associated with my clean date of March 21st. And I have to make sure that doesn't come from a place of overconfidence. I have to, the way I use it is, the date's just so important to me, but the way that I use it is as a goal or as a reminder. I don't want to reset the clock. I just don't. I just realized today, I think I'm on 7 + 5, 12 days away from smoking, because it must have been, I think Monday, it'll be 2 weeks of absolutely no cigars or whatever. And even the vape, I'm not really counting on quite as much. So we're getting there. But I'm like, oh, well, I could smoke this weekend. Like in my head, the games are playing. I can have a pack of cigars over the weekend, because it takes me 2 to 3 days to smoke those. And just start over again on Monday and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I don't want to lose now this 10 days or 12 days, whatever it is. I don't want to give that back now. So that's refreshing to me, or it's a good carrot to dangle, because how I perceive myself and set expectations is something that keeps me motivated. That's what works for me. Now, that might not work for everybody else. But it's definitely, I just want to be really clear, it's not confidence that I will never bet again. I can't say that. And I don't ever want to say that. I need to just be doing exactly what I tell you guys to do. Like, let's think about it every day. Let's work on something every day, even if it's just looking in the mirror and smiling at ourselves and being like, yeah, I like me. Or being grateful for the sun coming up, or a fresh cup of coffee in the morning. Whatever that is, that's what I think helps keep us away from the bet, is those little actions, those little integrations into our daily life. And yeah, that about wraps it up for our little symptom of the night. I am going to go have some nice scallop and spinach for dinner. I haven't cooked something like out of the box in a while. Not that my scallops were in a box, but I've been eating really not good. Leftover, like I've had stuff in the freezer and I'm trying to work through that, but haven't been super in the mood. So I've been doing things like shakes or just not good meals. So other than breakfast, I've been eating a lot of eggs. Anyway, you don't care about that, but I'm telling you anyway. So that could be one of my changes, right? Cooking for myself again and getting back into a little healthier meals, at least one a day, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, have a happy Friday night. I will talk to you guys in the morning. And yeah, that's all I got. Good night, beautiful people.